presentation. He was doing 10 talks while he was back in town, because he's been gone for months, traveling all over the U.S. for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. So, so I wanted to make sure that I saw him, and a lawyer that I use in Durham, the Van Euler office, they had him come in, and it was free to agents, because most of his talks you had to pay like $300 or $150 or whatever it was to hear him speak. So anyway, I was able to join that, and I just had a bunch of ahas from, he gave a presentation on listing presentation as a topic, closing gifts and referral gifts and thank you card, kind of as well, and then smartphone tips and tricks. And there's a few other things that I wanted to talk about as well. So I'll just get into it. So listing presentation, he actually gave like a 50-slide presentation at the meeting, but most of the slides, and I can share that link actually with the group. And Danny says hi, by the way. I was gonna text him, have him call in, but he's speaking today at a Remax thing, wherever he is. But he says hello to everyone. And yeah. So one thing that came up in that presentation that I added, so I revamped my listing presentation as a result. And one was, which I wasn't doing, was sort of like my family. And this is my family, and these are my hobbies. And the hobbies thing was more like, this is how because as a realtor, we're all stressed out. It's a real stressful job, and we need ways of staying, aligned and calm, and you can say whatever you want to say, but for me it's meditation, gardening, and mountain biking are the three that I chose of my hobbies. I have more than that, obviously, but those are the three that I thought could zone in on. And then if you can create rapport, if they share the same hobby, they'll start talking about it. So I just thought that was really cool to add in my family and my hobbies in the listing presentation. Just an aha that I got from that. And then he uses it, I'm sure half of you or all of you might know about it. There's a digitally enhanced photo company called boxbrownie.com. Is anyone using it?
I'm just about to use it.
Yeah, so for $5, they can take, actually we have internet here, don't we? I can show you an example of what they did, sorry.
Box Brownie?
Yeah.
Name of the company.
Yeah, I was really impressed. So this is his, so this is what I can share this, which is his listing presentation that he's promoting.
So you belong to Daddy on his page?
The $20 a month thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. My broker actually pays for it. We don't even pay for it.
Wow.
So I'm just going to find that slide. I apologize. I should have had that ready to show you. But this is what he showed us. This is what his thing looked like. So I just kind of copied it from my hobbies and my family. He did my past as well. I thought about it. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. So you have, that's what it would have been from the professional photographer. But then for $5, you can add all this lovely accent lighting and light up the inside of the house and get the fire going in the fire pit. And
Wow.
for $5, and I'm like, wow, that's great.
Digitally enhanced.
So it's called boxbrownie.com, and they can even go as far as, removing clutter. If you have a stubborn seller and you just have to put it on the market, whatever, they can apparently change wall colors and take out clutter and add furniture, and it's $5 a photo.
Jonathan, what I'm using them for.
Per photo,
for them
Jonathan,
is
per
this.
photo.
Oh yeah.
I have a very tough condo to sell. It's on a main floor and it overlooks the garbage in a luxury building. And it needs to be renovated. So we're working with them right now to take the existing kitchen and renovate it. And in fact, I've got now a lead, an agent's coming back for a second showing with me meeting the potential buyer to show them how it can be renovated efficiently. So that's the kind of stuff they do. That costs a little bit more. It's about $80 a picture, but to me it's worth it. I'm going to do 2 of them to show a renovated living room and a renovated
So
kitchen.
you'll
great
tell them
example.
that this is what it could
It'll
look
be,
like.
exactly. This is what we could do and this is what the cost is.
So you have to, I was just saying, you can't just put it up there and lie. You have to say, these are the actual pictures, this is what we're gonna do.
No,
Or you-
I have an option that I'm going to be putting up in the actual unit. I have the contractor's estimate to do what we're showing in the picture.
Okay.
$48,000 is going to get you this, and here's the pictures.
So I thought that was really cool. So there's another idea how you could use it for $5.
Yeah.
So per photo. Or even it's a horrible, horrible cloudy day and they're taking their photography that day, then you can pay them to put a blue sky and clouds, you know, whatever the case may be. There's many uses for this company.
We'll spend $100 just to have the photographer come back out at the evening,
Yeah, I know.
put the lights
The night
on,
shots.
right?
Well, there's,
On
you
the
just
bedroom
saved,
and everything else.
you just saved
For
yourself
$5.
$95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jonathan,
Yeah.
you're mentioning $5 a month, Zan's mentioning
No, no,
$80.
$5 per
$5
photo.
And
picture.
you're
per
mentioning
picture.
$80.
But that's because it's a whole lot of custom work. I gave it to
Okay.
my son to do, and he said, it's gonna cost you more than $80, let them do it. No, because they have specific tools, right? And he, I mean, he doesn't do that. He can do anything you want. Anything to do with people, like for the Star Group, I had my son, I didn't like Yetta's picture and I didn't like Catherine's picture. So I said to him, can you remove the background? And it was tricky, he says, I can't make it, I said, just do it. Perfect, right? Because with the hair and so on, I wanted white backgrounds. And Yetta's was all mixed up with shades of white and gray. So, yeah, anybody needs graphic work, he's really good.
Okay, so then you also talked about how you could promote the fact of IDX and VAL and say, us agents help each other. I thought that was just a really neat way of putting it forward, instead of, I just thought that was neat, so I just added the IDX and VAL as like a tag on, you know, as part of the, well, I guess that should go separately, but anyway, it's on there. And then he talked about, is anyone doing Google pay-per-click targeting or no?
Yes.
So whatever your tagline is, and if you're first on that page, she was saying just have your seller pull out their phone, search that tagline, look, I'm first. If it relates to their home, like for instance, he just gave an example of Pickering Real Estate for Sale, or if it was wherever you work for, so whatever your tagline is, you could just show that to the seller, and I'm number one. Oh, wow.
John, is that Sue Casa that you've got there?
Yeah.
You know that's owned by a Keller Williams agent.
Zucasa?
Yeah.
So remove it?
I would.
Okay. No problem.
They bought it for
It's gone.
$300,000 or $400,000 from Zucasa when they closed it.
No problem. It was an old
Just
image, I
another
wasn't sure.
brokerage.
Yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then,
I wouldn't worry about that.
He's already taken
so
it.
he made a whole slide on how
Send people to your
he actually connects with his leads, and he uses callpage.io. Is anyone using that?
What is it, sorry?
Callpage.io.
Call page?
Yep,
Where is it
callpage.io.
Is it
Never
on
heard
there?
of it.
What is
It's
it?
just another service like telephone, email service.
Yeah. Anyway, he was promoting this, and it's a way for, I guess, keeping track of leads and.
Oh, they call you
So
on the
on.
website.
But then I was going to talk, and then that's where you could talk about using the chatbot and how they respond instantly and answer any questions, and that's, you know, your artificial intelligent assistant, right? But I thought that was neat to put the point forward that we are actually following up with our leads and we're converting them. You could put that forth to the seller. I thought that was a neat slide that you can do. He talked about you know, forced registration, and anyway, yeah, and then oh yeah, so he voiced the, so you know how we all don't want to do our open houses? So he puts it forward to say that I have an agent flex rotation. So basically, you don't want the same agent doing the open house more than once or twice or 3 times because they're not enthusiastic anymore. And you want that enthusiastic agent to go for the first time around to go, you know. So I thought that was an interesting way to put it forward, because I thought you were going to do my open house, but you just put it forward that you're on that you've created an agent flex rotation. Flex rotation is how he put it. Agent flex rotation, yeah. And he said, and to mention that it's also supported by paid ads. So I thought that was interesting. That could look prettier, obviously. That's just, you know, plain, but I thought that was interesting. And then of course mentioning the weekly feedback, marketing update, and completion update on a weekly basis. What you completed, what to update. We all know that, but to put it in the actual presentation. And he said to Google search real estate agent objections. I'm sure we have, and you can watch all the videos, all the experts, and just if you ever want to polish yourself up on that, I thought, yeah, that's an easy way of having. If you have half an hour, just Google real estate objections and go have fun for half an hour. Testimonial. I was debating on how to voice the testimonial front, and I just did this. So, you know, here's what people are saying. I used to actually have images and individual testimonials, but no one's gonna read that while you're giving them the presentation, so I thought that was silly. So I just put the Google and Facebook, and I just voiced to them that I now have 32 5-star reviews on Facebook and 29 on Google. And that's for those who are not using them or even want to know about them. So it's super easy. So because QWE are the first 3 letters on the keyboard, you just go QWE and set that as like your signature.
What?
So right, as
Define that.
yeah. And I'll show you how to do it quickly as well. So that's an example of what you can do. Or you can do, I do for like a happy birthday message. I just do happy B, and then it pulls out the birthday message. For instance, just to save your typing, right? Or
Where do you put this into?
Wait, yeah,
I'll show
start
you in a
again.
second. So I put HGD as have a great day. So you can create whatever shortcut you want. Is the point I'm making, right? So to create shortcuts, you just go into settings, right? Okay, you guys watching?
Yes.
Settings.
We're doing it.
You go into settings, and then you go into general, and then you go into keyboard.
General,
So it's
Keyboard.
So
Got it.
general,
Where's John?
settings, general, keyboard.
In
Okay.
text replacement.
And then you go to text replacement, and that's where you put them in. So that's where you create the shortcut. So I made happy birthday, happy B, and then your whole birthday phrase. Or if you want to do, as Danny said, you might as well do the first 3 characters on your phone, which was the QWE, and then you set that as your email signature.
You can also
So you go-
do that
so-
if you have Mac products on an iPad and
Yeah,
a Mac,
it
and
works.
they will all link, so
No,
if you're.
It all syncs, it's all
Yeah.
clouded. So exactly. So these shortcuts are on your iPad or
Yeah.
on your.
Where do you go after
how
keyboard?
can I put it in?
Sorry?
After keyboard?
After
You go
After keyboard,
keyboards.
you go text replacement.
Happy birthday.
Keyboard and then text replacement.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Does anybody want to share their favorite shortcuts?
Oh, look at
I
this.
do FHF for a free home binder system, so it gives like a whole paragraph on, hey, we have a free home binder system on how to find houses and see other buyers,
Yeah,
new listings, and it's like, there's no way I could type that
Yeah.
out for everybody.
So whatever you're,
If we could collect those, so if you guys are offering them, if you wouldn't mind sending them to either David,
David.
yeah,
Oh, I got them.
David Putty,
Sure,
and then
they all
he'll put them in our notes, that would be really helpful, rather than us trying to write
Yeah.
it down really fast.
There's the funniest one right now is like online is that kids are doing it to their parents. They're putting NO as hell yeah. So like, hey, can I throw a party this weekend? And you type no, and it sends back hell yeah. So if your kids do that to you, that's why. Shortcuts.
Say not.
So Danny was also suggesting that whenever you're wanting to share your contact information with a lead or your client, you always do share contact.
Yeah.
And that way it goes straight into their phone and you're into their
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
For any,
Yeah.
for every
Yeah.
purpose,
I always do
right?
that.
But I don't always do it, so that was like an aha, like, okay,
I have
just
2.
do it every time.
That's the
One
only
for
way.
clients and one for personal.
And then another one, which
Sending them.
all of you probably, I was kind of shocked when I saw this in your camera. You see how there's a grid?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys all know about that?
What's
No,
that?
what are you talking about?
So if you pull out your camera, there won't be a grid as the automatic setting. So when you're lining up your camera and you want to make sure the lines are all lining up to the ceiling and what have you, your grid's there, right?
Yeah.
So
You don't
it's
have-
super easy. You just go into settings and you go into camera. Sorry, 1 second. So yeah, settings and then camera. Where's camera?
You don't have camera on mine.
I think you go in general.
There you go. Settings, camera, and then grid. See that grid?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's just such a simple thing, but
But if
then
you
at
go in
least your
settings
photos
and
will
there's
all
no
line up.
camera.
I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And my grid was off when I had
Settings,
it.
camera.
I have an iPhone, but I don't have camera.
Grid.
Especially, yeah, I mean, it's so simple, but anyway. And then,
Also, if anybody's using it on, what's this thing that we, Android?
There was,
yeah.
What's the thing I have?
Just please send it off to us so that we can, because I can't find any of these.
Oh, no.
I've been looking at it too.
you can Google
Well,
it.
you know, maybe it's just time to
I don't have
change.
camera.
Just
No.
saying.
Well,
Just saying. It's like a BlackBerry thing.
Yeah, so that must
Oh, I would never change it.
Be careful, because the new Samsung is.
Jonathan, how did you get those emojis into your, because
Oh, I
Emojis?
changed the
Yeah.
camera now.
into your text replacement?
It's just on the bottom left.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Then you have all your favorites, and you can scroll through whatever you want, right?
But you're in notes,
You can
he's
do
in
gifts
notes right
too.
now.
Yeah,
You
but
do it
I,
in notes and then copy it, is that how you do it?
You can create it all in notes and paste it over, or it
Oh,
can be
okay.
done in a message,
Mine is already in message.
or a message, whatever, however
But
you
you
want
can
to do
have
it, or
GIFs
create
as
it.
well, which are live moving things, and there's an app that my kids told me to download.
So
And it
there's
does
another
GIFs.
big one that he mentioned, which is disabling your background data. I don't know if all you guys are aware of that. I forgot to do the damn shortcut for it, sorry. Background data, where would that be?
If you search at the top, I think it'll tell you.
What top?
So if you go to the top and go back, now
Talking about
search,
data usage.
put in backup data.
Oh, yeah, there you go. How's it line up?
Background app refresh. There you go. So you go to background app refresh, okay, and, no, this isn't it. No, that's not it.
You're talking about.
Yeah, it is, cause it shows you.
Usage.
Yes, it is.
Usage, right?
No,
Background
Save your
data.
battery, is that what you're
No,
talking about?
No, it's
Jonathan, where you
background
were,
data.
Jonathan, look, that's where you were, cause I manually turn
That-
mine off
No, that's
individually.
not the one I'm talking about.
So that I don't have them running all the time. I didn't know I could do it all at once. That's perfect.
Sugar beans. No, there's a way where you can actually set it to, here we go, I did make a note, I'm sorry. So settings, privacy, okay, I did make a note. I thought I did.
Privacy.
Okay, so you go to settings, privacy, location services. Okay, here we go. Now you want to make sure all of these say either while using or never. And that's the only, and if it's blank, it's automatically on always. So this is where, Big Brother, anything and everything you do, you're being tracked, they know exactly where you are and so on. You can't really avoid it for the most part, but at least your phone's not using a crazy amount of data to keep tracking that and wasting your data like crazy. So while using is what you want it on. So the options are never, always, or while using.
Jonathan, that was.
So where did you
settings.
get it while using? You went
So
to
that was,
privacy, location services?
Those settings,
Yeah.
privacy,
Yeah.
and then location services.
Okay.
And
So what?
check your phones and they're gonna be all on always. It's ridiculous.
No, mine says that. Well, I think I must have found this by accident.
And about a year back, Waze was so stubborn that they didn't give you the option to do while using. It had to always be on. Which then, that's when Google bought it. So Google knew where you were no matter what, and you didn't have an option to turn it off. And I think enough people complained that the app would update, you were allowed to.
Well, like you, I haven't,
I don't have that on
because
my.
it cracks my.
Where was that
trips.
again? Where do you go, Jonathan?
Scroll down to the
Settings,
bottom.
privacy, location services.
Scroll down to the bottom, you see the purple things on the left?
Yeah.
That tells you when it was used and when it's not been used.
Oh, sure. Yep, sure. And then he was promoting this share my location. Is anyone using that?
With my kids.
Yeah.
People are using that?
Yeah.
So he's saying you can use that to even track where you parked your car if you're in a massive like Canada's Wonderland parking lot or something like that. For example. Is anyone using it for that?
That'd be great.
No.
How do you track
You
your
can use
car?
Waze for that too, though.
Oh,
Sorry,
you
Glimpse.
Yeah.
use what?
Glimpse.
So I downloaded the Find My Friends app. Apparently you can do it using that and you
Yes.
just share your location. I guess that's how you use it to show where you're parked.
Wait till yours is a little older, you're gonna want
Yeah.
that on
Anyway,
your
so
phone.
yeah, there you go. And it also connects to your Apple Watch as well, if you want to know where something is.
Yes.
And then,
Or if your business partner is showing
Oh,
houses
Services should be.
and you want to make sure that you
Just
know where they are.
I feel so bad for Lisa.
Oh,
She's so mean.
Better her working than me. Trust me.
so if you have an Apple Watch and you ever lose your phone, you can
This
just hit
one's
this
on
button
its
and it
Okay, so
brings
this
you
is
to your
while
phone.
using.
If you ever misplaced your phone.
You can do that with your iPad and your Mac.
Well, there you
I
go.
call them.
Okay, there you
I
go.
just call it.
Sure.
There you go.
Just so you know, you can actually, and I know with Droid, you can actually go and log into a computer. And even if your phone is off, it will turn your phone on and ring it at the maximum volume.
Yeah.
So you can track it. I'm sure Apple will have something similar, but literally you go in, log into your account through your phone provider, and then hit a thing, and it will literally send your phone into full
Get that
loud.
lost.
It can
Even
also
if it's
just
been blind.
incapacitate the phone as well too.
You have to go into
Oh, the
it.
other-
Oh yeah, okay, so the other big one is this. So that's enough of that. So, I think we don't even need it on anymore.
Did you just need to do?
I did, yeah.
There was, if in that
So,
same spot.
and then he's saying if you have the client who doesn't speak English, and the best app apparently is Google Translate. And you
Yeah.
can have a full conversation with someone who doesn't speak your language, and you're talking and puts it in the language for them and vice versa. That, you know how helpful that could be?
Oh, yeah.
In sentences or just words?
Full on.
Full sentences.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that an app to download or is that?
Google Translate
Yeah.
app.
Yeah,
it's
do
an
it.
app. Google
Wow.
Translate app. I was like, wow. I mean,
I don't know if I.
Traveling, that would be
Well,
Should I
interesting.
share that?
traveling too.
Google Translate, you can just take your phone and run it over the menu if it's not in English,
Yeah, there you go.
and it just converts it
Yeah.
right to English for you.
So my favorite thing is, so
Oh, yeah.
Danny also mentioned that you should turn Hey Siri off on your phone. Now I find that annoying, but
Turn what?
Turn what?
Hey Siri, you know, you
No,
say
I
Hey
like
Siri
it.
do this, Hey
Oh, yeah,
Siri
yeah.
do that. I love it too, and I could never turn it off. 'Cause
I use it all the
really,
time.
even if you turn that off, this microphone's still listening to you talk, and
Absolutely.
you're still
live.
gonna get targeted ads coming to you.
Absolutely.
You're screwed either way, so you
Yeah.
might as well use it. So, but anyway, so I use Hey Siri for everything, or you can just, you have the buds, you have the bud in your ear, you just double click the bud, and then that activates instead of saying Hey Siri,
And
right?
what do you use it for?
So I'll say, Hey Siri, set reminder to text David at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night. Like, you can set whatever reminder you want, so, which is huge. Like, really and truly, like, someone, you have a task, boom, you put in reminders, and then it's automatically in your reminders app, it's automatically coming up on the corner of your screen until you complete the task.
Yeah.
So where's
My
that-
daughter does it for everything they're
where's
cooking.
Siri.
Oh, yeah.
For everything you're cooking,
Just hold down.
remind me
No,
in
but he-
15 minutes, remind me in an hour, remind me in whatever you're
So,
cooking.
like, but for me, it was a huge aha on reminders.
Yeah.
To
Well,
so
and
you
it'll
never,
read
you
you-
never drop off anything that you say you're gonna do.
She'll
As you
read
get
you
older.
your
And it's done in
last
seconds.
text while you're driving, she'll
Where
read
did you turn it on?
Huh?
Well, you've turned it on in here, where did you turn it on?
Just Google how to do it, but if you don't have Hey Siri on, you just click, you just
Yeah, I know,
double, you just
but-
click the home button, the side button
Oh,
once,
I-
and which activates Hey Siri.
But I,
It's a pain in the ass to activate Hey Siri, Barb. You have to just Google it, and you have to say Hey Siri 6 times in your phone. It's a huge trip, so just Google it, and it's really easy.
but I have her, she can read you your last text message while you're
Yep.
driving, she can send a text message, she can call someone, and then if you get the Apple HomePod,
Yeah.
it will do all of that, and it can hear you from any room, it's crazy.
And they're listening to you.
I don't care.
Let's say you're with
I
your
honest
client.
gosh, I
Let's say you're
don't.
with your client, and all of a sudden you need a flashlight. Hey Siri, turn on my flashlight. Hey Siri, turn on my flashlight.
Your dad too.
As an example.
Oh.
Hey Siri, turn off my flashlight. Right? So then you don't. I think that's pretty cool. When we with a client, you need to see in a dark space. You're gonna go, wow, that's cool.
Because I'm always trying to
Hey,
click
sir.
it,
Right?
Oh,
Where's the
Yeah,
button?
so no, you just get it from the bottom, you just flip it up and they're all there.
No, I know, but that's pretty. But
This one is.
that's cooler.
That's the phone, the iPhone 6 won't, so I won't do it this way, you have to plug in.
Worth the price of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
But I'm.
Get a new phone, man.
What's that?
It works
I
fine.
was gonna say for Android people, you can do similar things with OK Google.
Okay,
Yeah,
Google,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
still set your
What's this
reminders.
one?
Everything with
set-
Android is the same
Yeah.
thing. Just
Yeah, stopwatch.
for sure.
The reason you want to turn off Siri is
Oh.
for multiple devices.
What's that?
Yeah.
Because I find when I say, hey Siri, my desktop come on, my pad comes on, if it's hard to listen.
Yeah, sure,
So
sure.
you only want one on.
The other thing I like to, just a small hack, I don't know if you guys are all doing it, but I do it almost on a daily basis. Let's say you're on Instagram and you're perusing and you find an unbelievable example of what you want to do for a coming soon or a sold or whatever, right? So here we go. Here's Chuck's example of a open house, what he says, the emojis he uses, for instance, okay? You just do a print screen and then you go into, that'll save, and then you just go into photos, and then go to that latest photo. You upload it to an album that you've created. So you just go add album. So I've created one specifically for social media examples.
Awesome.
And then I just throw it in my social media examples
Because I got a billion
folder.
on there.
Because you can't find it. You're like going through all your photos. Where the hell is that example that I wanted to know about? Now I can just go straight into my, into that
Print
album.
screen.
I want to copy all Gord's. I keep
Yeah.
screen capturing
Oh,
yours,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
awesome.
I created this one on Canva. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's a good one.
Throw an arrow.
Nice.
For a sneak peek, and then you can see the other photos. Anyway,
So Jonathan, you go print screen,
yeah, I'll do it again in a second. I just want to show
It's a
the,
screenshot,
I have so many
view
freaking
it to get
albums.
a home
Okay,
button, it's
so
like-
there you go. So then I can go back into like the last 10 that I chose that I thought were pretty cool. There's one that Kirby Chan did. Just whatever you find that's cool. This is Tom's story. He's a friend of mine. I thought that was neat what he did.
Yeah.
So then you can easily go back to it and mimic it and do it. So you want to know how to do it again, David? So you just take the photo using a print screen. Then you just hit the up arrow on the bottom right, on the bottom left. Then you scroll over to add to album and throw it in an album.
Everybody knows how to do a screenshot on their phone?
I hope so. If you don't Google it.
Yeah.
But for the X, you just hit the home, the side button on the right, and then one either up or down to take a screenshot.
Jonathan, maybe show like the space bar too, that's like the new.
Everyone knows
everyone knows
that. Yeah, I
too,
can
right?
show that, sure.
Can I ask a
Everyone
quick
knows
question?
what.
Does
Yeah,
anybody,
I mentioned it.
does anybody
No,
use
nothing.
cloud
So you
storage?
just hold down the space bar if you want to tag,
Just a second.
instead of trying to go to that exact spot, you can just pull the space bar down and put it to whatever spot you want.
Oh.
I keep forgetting
See,
that.
everybody did not know that.
You see what I do? I just go, Thomas, do this.
Thomas did it.
Thomas, how?
Okay, so that was that, and then.
Not everybody has a
Instead of hey Siri, it's hey Thomas.
Yeah, that's right.
In your office,
You start up.
I'm trying to, but I keep getting.
No more
So,
chit-chatting.
I'm almost done, Dan. I'm actually almost done. So in my office now, I used to always work off one big screen. So now I have two screens. I'm thinking about getting a third screen. How many of you guys use more than one screen in your home office? Yeah, it's like a must. It's like if you're not doing it, go buy 2 more screens right now and do it. It's insane. You can do so many things at the same time. You're just like, you visually see everything.
But that's
and it's like the
multitasking.
best. No, you need
No,
to
it's not.
know
I
it.
need
But
to
I
add
can
one
split
more
my
thing.
screen.
You can now buy a Logitech mouse
Yeah, we can.
that you can copy and paste from screen to screen and systems. So I have my Mac on one side, I have my PC with 2 monitors. If I'm working on a document and I need those words, I copy from the PC to the Mac just by moving the mouse.
Wow.
And then secondly, so whoever is working on one screen, go buy a screen today. It's insane. You'll blow your mind. Really, 3 screens I think is the right number. And then now on Amazon, Prime free shipping for like I think I paid $49. You can get a phone with the cord with the hands-free. How many people are using hands-free calling from your home office?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever isn't, which I was one of them, I can't believe it. I don't know how I haven't had one forever. $50. You have this unbelievable hands-free phone. You can go to the level of Bluetooth, but I don't like Bluetooth that much. This is enough Bluetooth. And it's just a wired headset, and you're hands-free. I know it's a simple thing, but I wasn't doing
I always
it, and
have
it's
Bluetooth
freaking
on.
amazing.
But you have a home phone line.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to.
Well, why
I
not
just
use your AirPods?
EMFs, man. EMFs. So at
Oh,
home,
good for
if
him.
someone calls me from this phone, I have this earbud in this ear, then I have my hands free from my home phone on this ear. So I can do both.
Well, I don't-
Hands-free.
yeah.
And that's
It's
not
amazing.
multitasking.
It's really cool.
No, not you.
Well, I'm not taking 2 calls at the same time, but you know what I mean. Well, I actually have, so just give me 1 second, and then you take the other call or whatever, right? But it's all, the point is it's all hands-free, so you can do what you need to do and shuffle around and walk around and whatever.
Is your deal going?
Sorry?
Is your deal going?
Yeah, it's done. So
Congratulations.
I want to tell a quick story about that. So I'm in a semi-detached 2-story home. I'm 20 houses from Bloor Street. I'm a rock throw from the Up Express station and the subway and Ronsonsville, and everything's right there. And I truly believe Junction Triangle will outperform soon, like even Ronsonsville. Like we are the best transit hub in Toronto, next to Union Station. And there's going to be a bridge coming in, going over the freight line at between Lansdowne and Symington, with a berry stop. At Bloor,
Wow.
at Bloor, versus having to go all the way down to Union and back up.
Yeah.
So that's coming. So anyway, I'm a true believer in my neighborhood, so that's why I decided to buy this home. And I've always wanted it. So it's a 3-unit home, 2-bedroom plus den, 2nd floor, 2-bedroom, main floor, 1-bedroom basement with a 2-car garage. The rents are all from 2014, so they're a little bit lower, but even with 94.4% financing, so I used a $350 line of credit against my house as the down payment, plus 50 grand, plus closing costs, and a $500K mortgage. And putting all that together, even with the current 2014 rents, I'm basically out $100 a month. Because I paid like a 2015 price for it. It was really fortunate, it all worked out. She didn't want to hassle, she wanted to close tomorrow, she wanted it as is. Take whatever garbage the tenants left over the past 10 years, it's yours.
It's attached to you.
Yeah, so I'm in a semi-detached 2-story home, double brick party wall between us, I bought both sides, okay? Now, because the rents are low, me and my wife and son are going to move into take over the main floor and 2nd floor July 1, when things are a little slower. We're going to end up with 4 bedrooms instead of 3. This is just for temporary for 1 year. Before we move in, we're going to paint, rebuild the flooring, blah, blah, blah. We're going to move in for a year. We're going to rent out my house, main floor, 2nd floor, for probably $4,000 a month. And then keep the basement tenant on her house for $1,000 a month, keep my basement tenant on for $1,200 a month in my basement. And then after 1 year, we're going to move back into our home, and then I'll get the correct rents, which is $2,300, $2,100. And then my son Braja will be on the main floor making so much noise, and the lady in the basement's going to hate it. She's going to leave. And then I'm going to spend, in about 6 months, I'll spend about 35 grand down there and waterproof it and gut it and make it really nice to rent that out for $1,400. Then we're going to tear down both 2-car garages, build 2 2-story laneway homes, which is now allowed as of June in my neighborhood. At about $250,000 each, 300 grand each. And it'd be full, separate everything, separate meters, separate heating, separate everything. No, it's in the laneway.
You still have parking for your other places?
So currently I have 4-car parking, Trans Am, BMW, staging furniture, and then I'm gonna rent the other spot in the place I just bought to my basement tenant for $100 a month until we build the laneway house. And then the 2 laneway houses will bring in $2,700 each in rent, for sure. So we'll have 27, 27, 23, 21, 14, 12, and then we'll be on the main floor, second floor of that home until I want to move to Chalk Lake, and then I'll rent out that, and then I'll have the 7 units running.
Nice.
Well, where's your park though?
That's the 5-year plan.
Yeah. So the 2 laneway houses, you can have 1 or 2 car parking underneath. And then,
Perfect.
right? So I have to go through architect and figure it all out, but that's the plan. So I don't want to move in there for a year, but it is what it is. So, and I don't have
It's such
to
a far
technically,
move.
But I don't want, yeah, I know, right? So I'm actually going to keep the 4 garages and my greenhouse, include hydro, and just give them the upstairs, downstairs, and the backyard. So I can still have the 4-car parking. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So this guy, Stephen Smith, okay, he's a paralegal. And by the way, Mark Weisletter has never been in court to represent a tenant. He puts himself as the expert, but he's never actually been in court.
He's like Diamond and
Paralegals
Diamond.
are every single day in court. So I thought that was interesting. So Stephen Smith is like, who the hell is Mark Weisletter? I know every paralegal that's good in Toronto and GTA. I work from east to west, and I don't know who the hell that guy is. Because he's never been in court. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't want to back
Yeah,
Mark.
but he does say that he sends, the other girl, that
The
one
girl.
girl does all of his stuff.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, but he does.
He does say that.
Okay,
He does say he's not a paralegal, he does refer.
So this guy, Stephen Smith, I want him to come here in April to give us a presentation. It wouldn't be at any cost to us. I just paid $56 for his whole tenant package. So he created a Schedule A, just like Mark did, but from a paralegal standpoint, kind of like Christina De Palma, but I think this guy's a level above Christina De Palma. So anyway, for instance, if any of your clients are Airbnb-ing, you should send out a warning to all of them. If an Airbnb guest is in that house for 28 days, automatically tenancy applies. And he's had cases where the Airbnb guest stayed for 28 days, I'm not leaving.
On purpose.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now they had to cancel all the other guests and deal with that in court.
Oh.
So that was interesting. And
Thank
then
you for that.
second,
Really
right?
emotional.
And
Can
then
you email me that, guys?
secondly, he says never ever sign a 1-year lease or a 2-year lease, or forget a 2 or 3-year lease. Never sign a 1-year lease. On TREB, even if it's gone through TREB, monthly. And there's about 25 reasons why you would never, as a landlord, want to sign a 1-year lease.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we bring him in March, never mind April.
I already went through the dates with him. The best is April.
I actually had a deal I was reviewing, and it was a 6-month
I already
lease.
did.
And the agent said, well, yeah, but it was only a 6-month lease, and it's right there. We put that right in the contract that they had to leave, as I said, and you know that won't stand up in court
Yeah.
for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Said, go get an N11 signed now
Yeah,
before you give
absolutely.
them the keys.
Yeah.
I said, I don't even know if that's legal, but I can tell you right now, what you've done on that lease, your people will come back after their 6-month world trip and find they can't get into their home. You created a tenancy.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it.
Exactly. So yeah, he says only, so all of our, what, 53,000 realtors, who knows that?
No.
We do now.
I knew that.
So
because
everybody signs a 1-year lease on TREB, and sometimes you're like, oh, my client wants to do it for 2 years, I think I'll sign a 2-year lease. That's like hell, that's like you do not want to do that as a landlord, it's death, if something goes wrong.
So
No,
what
but as a troublesome tenant, you love that.
What do you mean?
As a troublesome tenant, you love that.
You love a 2-year lease?
If you're the tenant,
I'm saying, we're representing, right?
I'm just saying it, but if you're representing that
Tenant, yeah, do it, yeah,
That's what
sure,
I'm saying.
yeah, for sure. So representing landlords, 1-year lease, if you're not, yeah,
Can
sure.
you
I was
make
gonna
sure
ask, I was
when you
gonna-
send stuff, you send us the paralegal's name?
Yeah, for sure. So the other thing is an N10 form. Does anybody know what an N10 form is?
No.
Okay, so if your tenant is in your place and you haven't raised the rent in a calendar year, you can use this form, if they agree to it, to raise the rent up to legally 4.8%. And it's supposed to be for a reason of improvement, but this guy Steve says there doesn't have to be a reason. Okay? So these tenants next door, I was actually thinking about approaching all of them and saying, look, we're going to raise, if you guys all agree to raise your rents 4.8%, all 3 units, we'll decide to keep you guys on. Otherwise, we're going to move in July 1. So that was another thing I thought I could put forward. And the reason is it's too financially hard for us to keep this going, unless you guys do this.
Yeah.
And he said that's okay to say.
Nice, thanks.
So that's another option if we don't want the hassle July 1 to move next door. Anyway, the last point, terraview.ca. Is anyone using this?
I used it.
Yeah, so for $30, you can, so the point that this lawyer made was the average Canadian is within $200 a month of bankruptcy and trying to get out of debt, so they're using line of credits against the house, they're using a home equity loan, they have a mortgage of $350, they have a second of $100, they have $20K in back taxes, they have security interest of $20K, they have rented equipment of $100K, and now we're all not getting paid, for an example. And I had a colleague who had the person, she had the BMW, she had everything, perfect furniture, everything was the best,
all
you
about
never would have
looking good.
suspected it. Guess what, he didn't get paid.
Terraview.ca.
So terraview.ca, so for $30, it's called a PIN page, and it shows every lien on the property.
Shows every what?
Every lien against that property.
Oh.
So I thought that was kind of cool for $30
Yeah.
to protect your ass and make
No
sure you're
doubt.
gonna get paid. Forget a mortgage verification form, $30.
I have to say you did a phenomenal presentation today.
Yes.
I learned a lot.
You did.
Way to go, man. Way to go.
Even though you didn't feel like it.
Hey, I was stressed anyway, because I presented last month, and then we had the call last Wednesday. I'm like, I think I can give a
You
presentation.
did really good.
We're
Thank
such
you.
a vicious group.
And this thing's great, by the way, to be able to show you that on an iPad or an iPhone.
You can do it with your TV, you can connect that to your TV.
What is that?